White. If we're in doubt, we can just look on the fences. They got their flags. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, right. Thank God I don't have to do that. No. I freeze my butt off. Do I press Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Canadian Soccer 2017 Toyota National Championship U17 Cup from Fredericton, New Brunswick, on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. And it's a gorgeous afternoon here, fall afternoon, about 21 degrees currently in the provincial capital. And we've been very fortunate. Last year I did the U15 championships in Moncton. And we also had outstanding weather there for the U15 championships. And hopefully that weather... it looks good tomorrow and Friday and even up to Saturday. They were saying a few showers on Sunday, but I think that has now been pushed aside, which is great to hear. So the game is underway. Going from left to right on our screen is the Calgary Northside Hurricanes. And in the black uniforms, going from right to left, is Halifax City Soccer Club. So this is obviously the first game in the tournament for both these teams. Calgary had a record of 9-2 this season, and in the provincial championship gold medal game, they defeated Sherwood Park 4-3. And Halifax had an undefeated season, and they beat Dumbrack in penalty kicks. It was 0-0. And it went to penalty kicks before they punched their ticket to come to Fredericton. So one of the strengths of this Halifax team is they have a very strong midfield and overly a very strong defense, and they will need to have that against a very strong Calgary team. Some of the key performers to watch today for Calgary is actually he's an underage player, and the coaching staff is one of the most talented players they have had an opportunity to have. That's number 10 for Calgary. To keep an eye on him, that's number 10, Victor Laturi. And for Halifax, obviously, midfield is very important to them. And number 10 for the Halifax crew, Robbie is a very strong performer for them. So the 210s, keep an eye out for, and there's obviously other outstanding performers too on these teams, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have made it this far. Good ball control by Calgary. And that's some of the things that we can watch for today. I can remember last year I have an opportunity to talk to some of the Soccer Canada people and some of their technical people, and it's he says really the sport, as in other sports, it's the ability to control the object you're playing with. So whether it be soccer or hockey, volleyball, the players and the teams that can control the object, which in this case is the soccer ball, have a good opportunity of being successful, and that's what we'll try to watch for today is who is moving the ball well, who's making good passes, who's be able to receive a pass, because that's a talent in itself, being able to control that ball and be able to move with it. So and it's fun watching these. I know last year the U15 and there was a team from Calgary, the Foothills, I think, was the soccer club, and they're small players, but my goodness, fast and outstanding ball control. So that's and then as you see the boys game, the speed and a little bit more aggressive on the tackling, the quickness, and so it'll be a fun afternoon, a beautiful afternoon. We have a slight breeze going from our left to right, so that's favoring Calgary. Good defense by Halifax, getting that out of harm's way. Good little pass up. And there's the quickness of Victor Latourie, number 10. Good breakout pass. Nice feed through, just a little too far. That's Liam Hunter, the goaltender for Calgary, putting it out of harm's way. And it goes to one of the top performers for Halifax, Joey Malachi Gadet. And he's been a stellar of strength for the Halifax squad, as you can appreciate, going to penalty kicks in the provincial final. And he held the fort. It's always tough to get at first to get used to, because we have the markings on the field for the football, but the soccer markings are out probably another 5 yards further, wider than that. So when you're first watching it, you see it pass and you say, "Oh, that's out of bounds," but it's not. It's the white line for soccer, yellow line for football. So. There's a shot that just goes too high. That was the best opportunity so far early here in the first half. That's when we get a little excited. I'm open. And it's great to have Toyota as our national sponsor this year. They signed on for 3 years, so it's great to have Toyota coming on side with this premier amateur soccer competition. Over the next 3 years, there will be 8 venues across 7 provinces that will host over the next 3 years. The partnership provides support to the elite level athletes and national teams, as well as grassroots soccer programs across Canada. This year for 2017, Surrey, BC is hosting the Men's Challenge Trophy and the Women's Jubilee Trophy. And Fredericton here we have the U17s, and in Calgary is hosting the U15s this year. 595 teams entered provincial and territorial playdowns this year. So almost 600. There's a kick just goes over the net. Free kick. Here we have 20 boys teams. We have 20 teams in total. We have 10 boys and 10 girls teams in 2 divisions each. And as the match goes on, I'll let you know who is in each division. Just a nice feed through. Stayed in. As long as the ball does not completely go over the white line, it's still in play. The player can be out of bounds, but as long as the ball is touching any part of that white line, it's still considered in. Cross in front. And easily taken care of by the Halifax squad. Good pass out. Almost a dangerous play there that Halifax just couldn't get away. And that's what I was talking about there. A really nice, that was Derek Pruss, number 9, how he received that hard pass and just controlled it to make another pass. And that's something to watch for, is the ability to control receiving those passes. And there's something, a very good strategy on the Calgary goaltender. You see quite a bit. Sometimes the goaltenders just make these huge boots over center field, but not it's sort of it's up for grab ball. And you'll see the more sometimes I'll say experienced goaltenders, and it's all about controlling the ball. So they'll throw the ball to their fullback, or they'll make a controlled pass out because they want to keep possession rather than just getting rid of the ball. There's a nice feed. Oh, a great setup there in front that just was blocked by the last line of defense. Well, not quite the last line of defense. The fullback for Halifax. And away comes Halifax. Good run. There's I think he rolled his ankle there a bit. He was pushed a little bit in behind, and that's one of the key guys, a Ruby for Halifax. And you see that like he wanted to stop because the ball was behind him, and the player came in, and there was contact from behind, but his foot he rolled it. And I've had that before in basketball, and it's not the greatest of feelings. And so hopefully he will be all right. Got the trainer out there having a look-see, and the key thing is when you first stand up on it, and sometimes it's more on, I guess he's pointing to more the toe, the front of the top of the foot area. So it'll hurt more tonight. So is he going to stay on? Is he going to come off? Because he is, he's going to come off. So he's just they're not wanting to make a substitution for him, obviously, because he is a key performer. So they're playing with 9 players for a second. I'm looking down at the trainer, and she is putting some tape on, and he's waiting to come back in. So, and that's what happens sometimes with the ankles. I mean, I've sprained, torn ligaments more in my ankle. It's at first you get that sharp pain and you think, oh my goodness, and then like after it's okay, it's not as bad, because I imagine that's not the first time he went over in his foot. So he's out there now, and he's running it off, which is a good sign to see for the Halifax team for sure. A little over 13 minutes gone here in the first half of this U17 boys preliminary match. Calgary Northside Hurricanes in the white. There's nice defensive play, taking on the Halifax City Soccer Club in the black. And as last year, I guess we've had some inclement weather out to the west. I was watching the news this morning. They had 30 inches of snow in northern. There's a nice defensive play there by Joey Gaudette, goaltender for Halifax. 30 inches of snow in northern Montana. And I know there was snow in Lethbridge, Alberta, and other parts of the out west. So we're fortunate here to have it's supposed to get up to a high of 25, they're saying today, in Fredericton. Cool this morning though, but a gorgeous afternoon to play a soccer game. Nice feed through, looking for a crossing, and that's easily And like I said earlier, if you're just tuning in, folks, one of the strong aspects of the Halifax team is their defensive play, and they've been very good all year. Of course, when you get to the Nationals, you're playing against the top teams. So now they're controlling. It's a high pass that gets the turnover. Back comes Calgary, controlling the play. Good defense, good step up. That was Isaac McDonald for Halifax. If you have a chance, visit bellline.ca/TV1 for the TV1 live webcast schedule and on-demand content. You'll also get information on TV1 live events available only to Bellline Vibe customers in Atlantic Canada on Channel 1 and 401. Vibe TV1, brought to you by Bellline. My name is Keith Rains, and we're very happy to be bringing you this U17 championship here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. Breeze is sort of coming across the field from right to left. So it looks like it's a little bit of on an angle, a 45-degree angle, favoring slightly Calgary. Nice little give and go. Oh, here comes the scoring opportunity. Yes! What a shot! As that one snuck through the middle there. Big shot. And I just want to get the number of the player. That's number 9. Derek Brust with the goal. And that was just a nice feed through. The Halifax defender just missed the ball, and Derek was coming through the middle area, and he wasted no time with a big shot that went top off crossbar to give Calgary that 1-0 lead. There's a tackle that got more the leg of the Calgary defender than the ball, so free kick is awarded. Our next game this afternoon will have BC will be taking on St. John's, Newfoundland, and that'll be a 4 o'clock start. Good defense by Calgary. And they're saying that was touched with the hand. Ball goes back to Halifax. Now Halifax has got to start trying to get some scoring opportunities here, but there's a good read. And this pool with Calgary is Saskatoon North, North Mississauga, Minstrel, Sherbrooke, and of course Halifax. And the other boys pool is Coquitlam of BC, Winnipeg, Funday Soccer Club of New Brunswick, Winslow of Charlottetown, Fieldings of St. John's, Newfoundland. And also we have 10 girls teams here this week too, in 2 divisions of 5. Here comes a nice run. Good defense, but that was Ebenezer with the run for Halifax, number 17. Just couldn't control that ball there. Deep pass, trying to go to the outside, but well defended. I think that was Zachary Michaud there on the far side with the defensive play for Calgary. Yeast with the throw-in. Good tackle, but they kept control. Halifax keeps it. Oh, nice move by Laturi. Oh, dangerous area. They get it out, but Hurricanes pounce right on it for a deep shot that just goes over the cage. But you've just seen some of the quick moves of Victor Laturi there, number 10 for Calgary. Pleasure to watch. And he is an underager. But that's how you get better. Play against older, better competition. And he's his talent, he was able obviously to handle it, so they brought him up. Here he is with the ball. Nice pass across. Oh, there's a nice shot on that by Richard Brandon. And he was set up by a Robbie. Here's a good run. Good tackle. Back to Pruss. Pruss lets it go. Not this time. We're at a little over 25 minutes here in the first half. 1-0 Calgary over Halifax. And Halifax just recently had their best scoring opportunity on a nice setup, and they need a few more of those. But it was a good save by Liam Hunter. He stood his ground. And we have an offside. It's nice to see when you're this time of year when you're looking at the crowd and you see people casually sitting in shorts and flip-flops. It's a good sign. And it's nice here at UNB they actually have a building for us here to broadcast these games. Last year we were right down at field level, which was great for the first 3 days. Not so much the last two. I was sitting with an umbrella over my head to try to keep my papers dry. Good times. Good times. Well, we want to feel what the players were feeling. I think that was the but last year they played on natural grass. They were very nice fields up in Moncton. But it is always better if you can play on an artificial, especially in our climate. It extends the season for sure. I know sometimes it can be from an injury perspective. I mean, more so from burns and whatnot when you're sliding, trying to tackle and whatnot. Is as they say, carpet burns on the artificial. And if you see the darkness in the field, sometimes it's fine rubber that's been graded, and they spread that out to sort of soften up the the field for the athletes. So we have a corner kick here so he has the wind in his favor. Good cross, and there's a header, but just goes out.
Hey, switch on! See the ball! Go, win it!
Nice little run, little give and go. Got the pass was behind him, but Calgary gets it back.
Hey, Brendan, drop in! That's fine, good.
Moving it to this side of the field now. Good block. There's a good defense by Halifax. Now they see, just couldn't get that pass through. Laturi controlling the ball.
Hey, Mac, off your back. Well done, David.
There's a little feed through. A good defense. Give it back to the goal. Whoa! There's a dangerous play. There's a good pass. Control now, because lots of times when you do those deep kicks, it becomes a 50-50 ball, so you're giving up possession to hope to try to get it back, and that's why the goaltender that time just rolled it to his fullback, just so they can keep control of the ball. Almost a little over 29 minutes gone here in the first half. 1-0 Calgary Hurricanes over Halifax City Soccer Club. U17 National Championships. Fredericton, New Brunswick, at the campus of UNB. Toyota has come on side this year to be the sponsor of the championships. Signed up for the next 3 years. There's a header, and it just goes wide. We have 3 championships going on this week. Surrey, BC is hosting the men's and women's championships, the Challenge Trophy and the Jubilee Trophy. And Calgary is hosting the U15 championships. It's Liam Hunter, goaltender for Calgary. There, nice control. Move the ball up. Good marking by the Calgary squad, not giving Halifax very much room to move. There's watch behind, moves it across. Good ball movement by the Hurricanes. If they feel the pressure, they'll probably move it to the other side of the field here. Yep. Now see what Halifax can do. They regain control. There's the good tackle. And that's the quickness of Laturi. Laturi has it there. Just lost his balance. Well, there's like 3 guys on the Halifax player, so they regain control of it again. Probably try to move it to the other side here. Try to create some space. Good feed through. Just try to kick it with the right foot there. Quick ball movement. Because the speed of Calgary here, the Halifax wants to start moving that ball a little quicker to create some space for them. Good tackle out of bounds. That'll be Halifax throw in. 33 minutes gone here in the first half. As a substitution coming in. Number 11 into the game. Kahir Kazatsky. Oh, nice. Calling a push on the Halifax player. It's a little header through. Good defense by Alec Napier, number 12 there, the center back for Halifax, shielding off the Calgary player so his goaltender could play it. Latore. Almost like he has Velcro on his shoes there where he can control that ball at times. Michaud with it. Michaud tries for the cross and just goes in behind the net. Try to get it through. They got it through. Oh, just goes wide. Kahir, who just came into the game, was beautifully set up by Derek Brush, who scored that first goal. Just caught it off the inside of his foot there, and it just went wide. But a real nice scoring opportunity for Calgary. Throw in deep in the Calgary end. See if off the side of the net there. Latore down here to Michaud. Zachary Michaud. Whoa. Here's Bruss with it. Back to Michaud. Tries to get across in front. Throw in Calgary. Latoure, turnover. And away comes Halifax. Trying to get a nice run going here. Just no support there. Loses control. And oh, it's a nice play. That's Ellie Davis, number 5 for Halifax. Oh, that almost went through. Nice feed to Michaud. Trying to go for a oh, nice save. Keeps it out of harm's way.
Time.
39 minutes gone here in the first. There's one of those passes that just didn't get through again. But the quickness of the back end there for Calgary, recognizing what Halifax is trying to do, and quickly turns around and denies those passes in. Good defense. That's Alec Napier. Number 12, the center back for Halifax, shielding off the Calgary player again. If you get a chance, watch Inside the AUS on TV1 for a weekly look at the players, coaches, and administrators that make Atlantic University sport the ultimate student-athlete experience. Inside the AUS is available to Bell Alliant Vibe customers in Atlantic Canada on Channel 1 and 401, as well as TV1 online. Vibe TV1, brought to you by Bell Alliant. My name is Keith Rains, and we're happy to be bringing you this national championship U17 from the campus of the University of New Brunswick here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, the capital city of the province, on the beautiful St. John River. Good work. Halifax is pressing here. They would love to tie this contest up before the first half is over. And that's going to do it for the first half. So at the end of one, it's a 1-0. Calgary Hurricanes over the Halifax City Soccer Club. So we'll take a short break here, folks, and we'll be back for more exciting action from the 2017 Toyota National U17 Championships. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2017 Toyota National U17 Soccer Championships. My name is Keith Rains, and we're here in Fredericton, New Brunswick, on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. And we got a header on a corner. What a gorgeous shot. Beautiful kick. And just deflected in off the head. And boy, that has added spark into the Halifax team. Early here in the second half. Minute and a half in. And here they come again. In the first half, Calgary scored at the 17:47 mark. Derek Prust, number 9 for Calgary, opened up the scoring on a nice touch pass into the center, and he just laced the top shot high, hitting the top crossbar and in. And here comes another corner kick for Halifax. This one is low. Didn't get it up as he wanted to. Here comes a big save. And away comes Calgary. Here comes a nice run. Oh, just couldn't get around on that. Was Dylan Swenson with that really nice run. But he couldn't get the left foot to negotiate contact with the ball onto the net and just shot it out of the end line. But Halifax definitely has some jump in their step here. Start off the second half, and boy, what a huge goal for them. There's a shot, just goes wide. Bigfoot there by Max Kenny. Just wide of the net. Quick move by Jared Hodge there, resulting in a foul, and gives them a free kick. Calgary's trying to settle things down here a little bit after that early onslaught by Halifax to start off the second half, which they tied it up with. Whoa! Here comes a turnover, and this could be a dangerous play. Oh, a big save. Laturi with the shot. Victor, he's a dangerous player for the Calgary team, but a big save by Joy McLatchy Cadet, keeping this at 1-1. And here comes a nice run by Halifax, trying to get it in front. They do! They score! 2-1. Number 8, Carson Whipple, on a beautiful feed by Edmund Azza.
Here we go. Carson. Hey. Now we sit.
But what a great run by Edmund there, number 17 for Halifax. And he was able to squeak that pass through. And the Carson Ripple made no mistake of depositing that to give the Halifax team a 2-1 lead. Whoa, watch this. Good work by the goaltender clearing that out of harm's way. But quite a turn of events here in the and that was all coupled by a big save by the Halifax goaltender too, to keep it at 1-1 when one of their most dangerous players, Calgary, Victor Latour, had an opportunity, but came up with a save, and just a minute or two later, a great run. And there's a shot that just goes wide. Big congratulations has to go out to the organizing committee, the Fredericton District Soccer Association, putting on this championship. As I always said, you need to have three things to have a championship. Obviously got to have an outstanding venues, and we have that here in Fredericton. You got to have a local champion that's willing to put their hand up and say they're willing to host, because a lot of time goes into organizing a championship. And then the third most important thing, you got to have a great group of volunteers. And if you do not have any one of those three factors, then you do not have a championship. You could have great venues, a local champion, but if they have no volunteers to help, doesn't happen. So kudos goes out to all the many volunteers and the Fredericton Soccer Association for hosting this outstanding national championship. Fredericton, for the most part, St. John, Halifax, for the most part, has been controlling the second half, and we talked about that in the first, where when you're watching, it's the ability to control the object, and the team that can control the ball usually will have some good scoring opportunities, and where Halifax didn't have much room to move in the first half. Oh, there's okay, they're giving benefit of the doubt to the goaltender as he sort of grabbed the head of the Halifax player as he was going for the ball. Where in the first half, Halifax hardly had any room to move whatsoever, as the Calgary players were all over them. This time, Halifax has been having a little bit more space to make some passes, and been some quality runs too by the Halifax team. And here comes another one. Good speed down there, and that's going to be a corner kick. No, they said it went off the Halifax player. That's number 10 of Ruby with the run there. He sort of, you see the white tape on his left foot there. He rolled it in the first half, He's definitely one of the key performers for the Halifax team. And I think that foot is bothering him somewhat as he's laboring just a bit out there on the field. Just hope the adrenaline kicks in. That'll take the pain away. And the pain is not as bad when you're up 2-1. Just saying. Pain, it really hurts when you're down. So we're 11 minutes in to this second half. We have a 2-1 game at 17:47 of the first. Calgary hit the score sheet. Derek Pruss with the goal. And then at 1:37 of the second on a header. And we've got a foul here, and there's going to be a yellow card. And that is going against Derek Pruss. And he's one of the key guys for Calgary. And then at 6:25 of the second, number 8, Carson Ripple put the Halifax squad up 2-1. That was I'm trying to just get the number of the player. I think it's number McFarland, number 6. That sort of took the forearm to the head. Yeah. But he's not going off. Nothing wrong with his legs.
Hey, White, can we possess it? Look to possess it.
There we go. There's a pass that was in tight, though. Look at the defenders around that Halifax player. Not a lot of room to move. And that's where sometimes you'll see that pressure, and they'll try to get it back to the midfield and then push it over to the left side to create some more space. Liam Hunter with the kick.
Drop right, Brandon. Just drop in here. Drop. That's good. Keep the shape. Cut the passing lane. That's it.
Here comes a nice run. Nice bit of speed there. Oh, nice pass in front there. Just blocked it. Valardez with it again to Laturi. Good defense. And away comes Halifax all by himself. That's Carson Ripple again, who scored that second goal. He gets a shot away, but it easily stopped and quickly moved up the field. Okay, this is a big opportunity here for Calgary. Getting a free kick. Everyone's trying to get their man marked. Who's responsible for what? There's a little kick in, and it's a cross, but as bodies go crashing. And that was Derek Pruss in the middle of the action again. And I think he caught the More caught the head of the Halifax player than he did the ball there. So the referee was having a little conversation with him because he already has a yellow card. Oh, a really nice move. And as you'll see as this second half wears on, Calgary's got to pick up the pressure somewhat. And we had said early in the broadcast, talking to the coaching staff of the Halifax squad, here comes they get it across! Oh, what a save! Oh! Brandon Richards there with the left foot, just couldn't get enough on it. But a real nice save by the Calgary keeper to keep this at 2-1. Oh, huge opportunity there. And now we have a corner kick. Taking the corner kick is Laturi. Oh, excuse me. That was Arubi taking that corner kick. Looking at the wrong sheet. My bad. But boy, that might be the wake-up call Calgary needed, because they could have been easily just down here 3-1 with less than 23 minutes to go. We're at about 18 minutes gone here in the second, and we play 40-minute halves, and then with whatever stop time there is remaining. Oof. There's a little bit of an overly aggressive tackle. Might be all right in hockey, but not so much in soccer. Hey, speaking of hockey, NHL starts tonight. Just saying. So if you haven't got your pro line. So here comes a good opportunity for Calgary. Only down 2-1. And you always get thinking as a coach, and sometimes as players might not as much, but boy, 2-1 and a glorious scoring opportunity to go up 3-1 and really help with this. But now I'd rather be up by a goal than down by a goal for sure. But boy, that third goal would have been huge. And you see if the pressure starts racking up here now for Calgary to start forcing the issue here a bit. It's one of those 50-50 balls, but Halifax does regain possession. And they were talking about those goalie kicks sometimes, and how you just basically lots of times giving it to the opposition. So this time he's just going to roll it up and give it to his fullback so they can keep possession of the ball. Still chip pass through. Good defense. It's Alec Napier for Halifax, the center back. We got a throw in here for Calgary. We have a substitution coming in. Yeast is coming back into the contest. Quick move. 2-1 here we have for a score. Nova Scotia, represented by the Halifax City Soccer Club. We're down 1-0 and have scored 2 goals here in the second half to take a 2-1 lead over the Calgary Hurricanes. Oh, a big save! Nice move in there. I just want to get the number of the player for Halifax that was in tight quarters, but he was able to get his foot on the ball and had a quality scoring opportunity.
Stay tight, get tight. Hey, well done.
That was Edmund Aza for Halifax. He set up the second goal today, and now he had another nice move and a quality shot, and Calgary had to come up with a big save to keep this a 2-1 game. 22 minutes gone here in the second half. Nice save.
Rob, City.
Ball goes over to Halifax. A substitution coming in for Halifax. David Warner is coming in. And obviously one of the key strengths of this Halifax team is their midfield and their overall strong defensive play. So it's going to be put to the test here in the last 17 minutes or so of this contest to see if they can weather the storm here as the Hurricanes are coming. And if you're a Halifax supporter, the time seems to take forever. And if you're a Calgary supporter, the time's moving too fast. And we have another substitution coming on for Halifax. Sunbi Song is coming into the game. So they want to keep, obviously keep fresh legs out there and forcing the issue. Oh, here's a nice move. Oh, another nice shot and a big save. Boy, Halifax is really putting the pressure on this Calgary team, as they've had the better of the scoring opportunities for sure here in this second half. It could easily be 4 or 5-1 for Halifax. And really on the other end, there was where the goalie for Halifax had to come up with, I say, one quality save here in the second. But the Calgary keeper has been put to the challenge more than once here. And then there's been a few others that have just gone wide. And that's what you want as a team. You just want to have, the opportunity to have some scoring chances, and they've had them here in the second, where they weren't. They were few and far between in the first. Yeah, we got a little bit of hold going on there. Michaud's coming back into the game. Zachary Michaud for Calgary. Oof. There's a little bit of a mental lapse there, giving Calgary the corner kick. Just the inability to control the ball there down at the end line. And now they're giving... now the thing is, he's kicking that directly into that wind, which might cause it to climb up the ladder a bit. Or just hit the wall, and that's an easy stop. Good aggressive play by the goalkeeper there. That's a tough kick from that corner, going up against that wind. Much easier, obviously, if you're in the other corner. And how quickly the ball moves. They're calling it offside. As number 8 was just a little too quick down there on the left-hand side. That's Rapol. And right now, Halifax is probably liking this pace. Kick it in, get it out. 20, almost 28 minutes gone here in the second. 12 minutes and some extra time left in this contest. 2-1 Halifax. Oh, here's one of those, like we like to call them, unforced errors. No need to just kick it out of bounds there. Now they give it back to Calgary. As they say, little things become big things in big games. We'll see if that little thing becomes a big thing. Now there's a corner kick, and this is all resolved because of that ball that just was, rather than turning around kicking it down the field, they kicked it out of bounds, quickly passed back in, another turnover, and now we've got a corner kick for Calgary. They keep it low though. It's up in the air, and Halifax is able to clear it. And now that goes out of bounds, so there's a little bit of reprieve for the Nova Scotia squad. Join Vibe TV1 Scott Squires as he chats with Cyril Lunny on CTV's Sideline Scoop each Monday at 8:40 a.m. Atlantic, 9:10 a.m. Newfoundland. Get up to date on Bell Line Vibes TV1's local sports coverage with Scott and Cyril. That's Sideline Scoop, Mondays on CTV Morning Live Atlantic. My name is Keith Rains, and we're happy to be bringing you this Toyota National Soccer Championship U17 from Fredericton, New Brunswick, on the campus of the University of New Brunswick. I went here a bunch of years ago. I played on the men's volleyball team, and it was natural grass up here when I went here. Back in the good old days. And the practice field was down by the LB gym. The Lady Beaverbrook gym for you folks that are listening in from Calgary and other parts. And this is a great thing with webcasting. Last year when we hosted the broadcast U15 Nationals from Moncton, obviously we had folks watching it in different parts of the country, but we also had friends and family members who were working or away in other parts of the world. We had folks tweeting in from Dubai, Paris, Florida, and so that's a great thing with the World Wide Web. You can still keep in contact with family and seeing how cousins and nephews and nieces are making out and watch them perform. So here we are in the white. If you're just tuning in the white is the Calgary Hurricanes. Calgary Northside Hurricanes. And in the black jerseys is the Halifax City. Calgary was up 1-0 at the end of the first half. But early in this second half, I don't know what the coach said, but he might want to follow that speech because Halifax came out of the gate, all hands on deck. They scored 137 into the second half, and then we just double check at 6:25, they scored the second goal to go up 2-1, and they've had 2 or 3 other really good scoring opportunities where the Calgary keeper had to come up with some big saves to keep a 2-1 game. And now the defense of Halifax will be put into be challenged here in the last 8 to 10 minutes of this contest. Here's a good run. Oh, nice move inside. Oh, big save, rebound. Another save. Oh, Halifax is just big time pressure on the Calgary team, and that goalie, man, he's got to be one of the stars of the game here. Because, like I said, this could be a 5-1 game by now, if it wasn't for him in this second half. But a really nice run by Ripple, who scored the second goal for Halifax. And then on the rebound, Arube got his foot on it. But the keeper came up big again. And I believe that is Liam Hunter. We got 2 Liams that are goaltenders, but I believe it's Hunter because they're not going by their numbers here. He's got a 91 on his back, so my program's got number 1. They did. Okay, so it could be Brower. Okay, if it is, he's getting a workout. Because the 2 goal, Liam Hunter started the game, and he was supposed to be number 1, and the other goaltender is 0, but I want to give kudos to him if it's Brower. Like, Brower has been top notch here to keep this a 2-1 game. Because I know the Calgary team did talk about switching their goaltenders at half, so they could have, but there's no 91 on my program. They sometimes do that here. Hockey is famous for it. We're doing hockey games, all of a sudden you're looking down at the lineup sheet, and the numbers are not corresponding with who's on the ice. So here's another corner kick, but like I said earlier, this is a little challenging. As you can see the wind on the shirts of the players, and you see the flag they're blowing, so it's hard to... That was a good corner kick, though. Just didn't quite get it up. Has a substitution coming on. Number 21 coming into the contest, Tim Simons. Tim Simons, 21 for Calgary, entering the contest here. We've at the 75-minute mark, a little over 75 minutes, so we're looking at the last 5 plus any injury time, stoppage time that the referee has. And there's a little trip. Hockey, be 2 minutes in the penalty box. Here, it's just a free kick. So everything is getting magnified now. Every possession is going to be big for Calgary coming down the stretch here. Got a touch, and that goes back to Halifax. Visit bellline.ca/TV1 for the TV1 live webcast schedule and on-demand content. You also get information on TV live events available only to Bell Alliant Vibe customers in Atlantic Canada on Channel 1 and 401. Vibe TV1, brought to you by Bell Alliant. Whoa, there's a nice spinorama move. And what speed coming down the left side. Oh, good defensive play. But that's Adza with the real nice run there. Number 17 for Halifax, forcing the Calgary squad. Whoa, there's... Oh, good defense. That was just bad decision making there by the Halifax keeper. Almost cost. He was going to go for the ball, then he hesitated, then he decided to go for it, and he missed it. And boy, what a big opportunity that was for Calgary. But good hustle by his teammates to avert that disaster. Got a corner kick coming in, though, and they just punch it over out of harm's way. Want to get back in now. There. Under control. We're almost at the 78-minute mark. These are 40-minute halves. And with what extra time is left on the referee's clock, I guess he has a watch on the clock. Could be a stop. And this is where Halifax is, their strength is in their defense, and it will be put to the test now here. The last few minutes of this contest. They won't do like they did at the Olympics with our women's team with holding on to the ball too long. Can you believe? I still can't get over that one. That's just welcome to international soccer. Good defense by Halifax, reading that play. And here comes another good run. Nice move there. And there comes the speed. Just the body was moving, but the feet couldn't catch up. And he is gassed. He's had 3 or 4 big runs this afternoon. That's Edmund for Halifax. He's going to be offside if the ball does come down that end. Dangerous play in front. Here. Dangerous play in front. Oh, loose! Scores! They were looking for an offside there, but that ball came in. It got deflected. It's never a bad thing to put the ball in the penalty area. And look at that. At 80 minutes. Wow. Just gave the Calgary player a little too much room. And he was able to make a nice move and get that ball into that critical area there. And Johnny on the spot. They tied it up. Wow. And how big are those saves now that the Calgary keeper had made in this contest to keep it a 2-2 or at that time a 2-1. There's the pass that was going to nobody. Now, Halifax has got to regroup here a bit. And just can't let their foot off the pedal here. Because if you ease up against this squad, it could be in the back of your net. There's a and they say it's a touch. That was Victor Latour with the kick, and they said it was deflected. There's a substitution coming on. Colin McLeod's coming in for Halifax. So now the time is in the referee's part. Here's the corner kick. And that is it. It's 2-2. Final score. Very exciting game. Quick recap. Calgary went up 1-0 early in the second half. Halifax came out at the 1:37 mark to tie it up at the 6:25 or 46:25, as we want to say in the game clock. They went up 2-1. They had multiple scoring opportunities with some outstanding saves from the Calgary keeper to keep it a 2-1 game. And then right at the 80-minute mark, the ball got into the center, and for some reason there was 5 or 6 Halifax, but the Calgary guy was the one that got to the ball first, and he made no mistake of putting it into the net to make it a 2-2 draw. So on behalf of the Bell crew here, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to get ready for our 4 o'clock match. We'll have BC taking on Newfoundland. So we thank you for watching, and stay tuned because we're going to be here the rest of the week for more exciting action from the 2017 Toyota National Championships from Fredericton, New Brunswick. Signing off for now.